Okay, let's be real. You're back on her feed, aren't you? Middle of the night, thumb kind of hovering over that profile picture. You keep telling yourself, okay, this is the last time. You just need, I don't know, some piece of information.
Some clue. Yeah.
We get it. So tonight, we're just going to cut the crap. We're diving deep into why that urge, that need to check her digital life, still has you basically in a headlock.
And crucially, how you finally break free, how you move forward with actual control.
Exactly. With power. So if that sounds like something you need right now, stick around. And look, if you want more of this kind of direct, no-nonsense approach, hit that subscribe button. You won't regret it.
Yeah, because that phone screen, lighting up with her latest story or post, it really feels more like a warning sign, doesn't it? Not the source of answers you think it is.
Right. You think you're hunting for closure or some missing piece that's going to suddenly make the whole breakup make sense.
So let's be honest for a second.
That closure, that's the word everyone throws around.
Yeah.
You think seeing who she tagged, what restaurant she's at, who's leaving those little heart emojis.
Yeah.
It's gonna, poof, make the pain just vanish.
It's a fantasy, and the data backs this up. Didn't we see a stat like 2/3 of people admit to snooping on a partner's phone?
Yeah, 2 out of 3. And get this, nearly 40% of those relationships ended, specifically because of the snooping or what was found.
Wow.
Well, think about that. You're literally playing with fire, chasing these tiny digital scraps that, let's face it, they're never going to satisfy that hunger.
No, they won't. That frantic scrolling, that desperate search. It's often just your brain trying to solve a puzzle where the pieces you need were honestly never even there. The answers you think you'll find on her profile, they're usually just reflections of your own anxieties, your own fears projected onto her life.
So you're hovering over her DMs or texts, thinking you'll uncover some, grand betrayal or hidden message.
But the truth is, it almost never delivers that bombshell you expect. Instead, it's like quicksand. The more you struggle for those digital breadcrumbs, the deeper you sink.
Deeper into paranoia. Deeper into feeling worse about yourself, less self-respect.
Exactly. And then there's the other side of this coin, isn't there? It's not just the digging.
Oh, yeah. The calendar reminders, the special dates, her birthday pops up, the old anniversary notification. Suddenly your fingers just hovering over the keyboard.
Ready to type out that seemingly harmless, hey, hope you're doing okay, or happy birthday.
Sounds innocent, right? Just being nice.
But if we're being really, truly honest with ourselves, that urge, whether it's checking the phone or sending that message on those specific dates, it often boils down to something more primal. It's fear.
Fear of what, though?
Fear of actually moving forward. Fear of facing being genuinely alone without that connection, however phantom it is.
Huh. And you mentioned research suggesting, 7 out of 10 guys our age might be doing the same thing?
Yeah, a huge chunk are wrestling with this. Not really because they expect to find some crucial intel, but because they're grappling with that deep-seated anxiety about moving on.
It's like your brain gets wired for it. That refresh button becomes instinct. We looked at something about this seeking system.
Your brain's reward pathway. You try to resist checking, your anxiety shoots through the roof, and boom, you cave. You grab the phone for that quick hit of, data.
That illusion of connection, even if it's one-sided.
Precisely. And this whole obsession, it can become a masterclass in avoidance. Total avoidance.
How so?
Well, instead of actually confronting your own issues, figuring out who you are now, post-breakup, rebuilding your life, you're laser focused on her digital footprint.
It's a shield. Keeps you from doing the hard yards on yourself.
Totally. It blocks you from the real work. You check, you get that tiny little dopamine squirt, maybe a pang of familiarity. Then panic sets in. What did I miss? What if she posted something else?
And the loop starts all over again. Check, relief. No, not even relief, just something. Then panic, then check again.
And where does it usually end? Feeling like absolute crap about yourself. Self-loathing.
It's a really vicious cycle. Because every single time you tap that screen, scroll that feed, you're basically taking a little swing at your own self-respect.
Yeah. One of the articles we reviewed really laid that out clearly, how this constant checking just chips away piece by piece at your personal standards, your integrity.
And sends you spiraling down into shame.
And what's fascinating, or maybe just depressing, is how that shame actually fuels the behavior. Feeling guilty makes you want to do it more.
Wait, how does that work?
You try to justify it. Like, if I just find one thing that proves she's miserable or misses me, then this won't feel so bad. Or you just double down trying to find something that validates the snooping itself.
So it's less about her and more about you not trusting yourself.
Fundamentally, yes. It highlights a deep lack of trust in your own ability to cope, to move on, to be okay. If you truly believed you could handle the breakup and build a new life, that pull wouldn't be so damn strong.
Okay, so this is clearly destructive.
Yeah.
What's the reset button? How do you actually kick this habit for good?
The advice we saw was pretty blunt, actually. Go cold turkey.
Just
Completely. Delete everything, social media connections, her number, old photos if you have to, change passwords, even ones you think she couldn't possibly know.
And you mentioned checking for spy apps. Is that really a thing?
Unfortunately, yeah. In messy breakups, sometimes people install tracking software. It's worth doing a check just for peace of mind. Clear the decks completely.
Wow. Okay, so total digital amputation.
It's non-negotiable if you're serious, because doing that, it forces you, really forces you, to look those underlying fears right in the eye.
Instead of numbing them with a constant checking.
Exactly. You have to allow yourself to actually feel the pain of the breakup, the grief, the uncertainty. You can't keep trying to find a digital side door to bypass it.
That sounds honestly pretty brutal, like going through actual withdrawal.
It is. Let's not sugarcoat it. The urges will hit hard, especially at first. They'll feel overwhelming sometimes.
But they fade.
They lose their power over time. Each time you resist, you get stronger. Real healing, genuine forward momentum. It starts the moment you consciously choose yourself, your peace, your future, over that compulsive need to look back.
And that brings us back to the calendar, doesn't it? Those highlighted dates, birthdays, anniversaries, even holidays, they feel like specific battlegrounds.
Oh, absolutely. The special dates trap is so easy to fall into it.
You start thinking these days hold some kind of, I don't know, cosmic significance. Like maybe this is the day the universe aligns for you to reconnect.
That's the magic date fantasy playing out right there. But reaching out on her birthday or your old anniversary, let's be real, it's often driven by your own neediness, your own weakness in that moment.
Not genuine care for her.
Sometimes, maybe, but often it's about seeking validation, attention, or just wanting to feel that connection again, even if it's forced. Expecting a different reaction on her birthday compared to any random Tuesday, it's usually just setting yourself up for disappointment or misinterpretation.
So the rule is,
No contact means no contact, period. No exceptions for birthdays, holidays, just checking in. Breaking it, especially on these emotionally loaded dates, actively sabotages your own healing process. You reset the clock every time.
okay. But what about that little voice? The one that whispers, yeah, but what if she reaches out to me on my birthday? You start playing out those scenarios.
That's a crucial point. You have to manage those expectations very carefully. If she does reach out, especially on one of those special dates, you need to be prepared that it might not mean what you desperately hope it means.
Like?
Could be driven by her own guilt. Maybe a fleeting wave of nostalgia. Maybe, as one source bluntly put it, just a casual check to see if you're still kind of orbiting her, if she still has that pull.
Ouch.
Yeah. So the most powerful thing you can do, treat these dates as personal milestones, not for reaching out, but for marking how far you've come. Use them to measure your growth.
Like a checkpoint for your own progress, not an excuse to backtrack. Keeping that image in mind, the road sign saying, leave the past behind.
Exactly. It's about reinforcing your direction forward.
This ties into another big trap, doesn't it? That whole maybe someday thing. She might have even said it or hinted at it during the breakup.
Maybe when things calm down. Maybe in the future. I need space right now.
Right. And you cling to that like it's a guaranteed promise, a life raft.
The insights we gathered were pretty stark on this. Maybe someday is often, not always, but often, just a way to let you down easy, to keep you on the hook emotionally without any real commitment.
Emotional breadcrumbs.
Precisely. They give you just enough hope to keep waiting, keep you from fully moving on, while your actual life, your opportunities are just slipping away.
And constantly checking her social media just pours fuel on that fire, right? You see her out, maybe looking happy, and your brain twists it into, see, she just needs a little more time than she'll realize.
But her Instagram feed is a highlight reel. It's curated. It's not a documentary of her secretly pining for you. As one piece put it so plainly, if she truly wanted to be with you, you would know.
There wouldn't be ambiguity. There wouldn't be guesswork.
Exactly. Actions speak louder than maybe someday.
So all that hope, you're investing in that vague future.
It can become a really convenient excuse, honestly. An excuse to avoid the actual pain of accepting that it's over. An excuse to avoid doing the hard work of rebuilding.
You stay focused on this potential fantasy future instead of dealing with the present reality.
And that waiting, It has a real tangible cost. You're actively not dating other people. You're putting your personal goals, your career, your fitness, whatever, on the back burner. You're staying emotionally unavailable.
Because you're reserving that spot for someday.
Right. And ask yourself honestly, if she genuinely meant someday, wouldn't her actions today reflect that in some way? Wouldn't there be more effort, more presence?
Probably. So the move is clear. Time to just cut that cord.
Snip it, delete the old texts that feed the fantasy, block her if you need to, eliminate the temptation entirely, and then, crucially, turn that energy inward.
Start investing heavily in yourself,
Right.
rebuilding confidence, finding new interests.
Yes, because chasing that external validation, that idea that she holds the key to your closure, that magic moment where she says the perfect thing, it's a complete dead end.
The trap.
It really is. True closure, the kind that actually lasts, it doesn't come from her. It's something you generate internally.
How? How do you do that?
It starts with acceptance, deep acceptance that the relationship is finished, even if you don't have all the whys perfectly answered. You might never get them.
So accepting the uncertainty.
Yes. And then setting firm boundaries to protect your own peace and your progress. That means blocking on social media if necessary. It means telling your friends, politely but firmly, hey, I'm not talking about her anymore.
Taking control of your own narrative.
Exactly. Focusing relentlessly on what you can control.
Yeah.
Building new, healthy routines. Investing time and energy in your physical and mental well-being. Rediscovering or reclaiming your sense of self separate from the relationship.
What about getting the feelings out?
That's important too. One really practical suggestion was writing a closure letter.
But not sending it.
Absolutely not. This is for you. Pour out all the anger, the sadness, the confusion, the questions onto the page. Get it out of your system. Then put it away, burn it, whatever feels right. It's about processing and releasing, not reopening communication.
Okay, so let's zoom out. If a guy listening is still stuck in this loop, still checking, still holding on to that maybe someday, what's the core issue he needs to tackle? Why isn't he over her yet?
Often, a big part of it is romanticizing the past. We tend to edit our memories, right? We replay the highlight reel, the great dates, the inside jokes, and conveniently forget the arguments, the incompatibilities, the reasons it actually ended.
The selective memory trap.
Totally. And as we've said, stalking her social media just keeps feeding that distorted, often idealized image, making it impossible to see the reality clearly. It perpetuates the pain and the false hope.
And waiting for her to hand you closure. That's futile.
Utterly. And another huge piece is rebuilding your own identity. So much of your sense of self can get wrapped up in a long-term relationship. When it ends, you feel lost. Part of moving on is figuring out who you are now, on your own.
So, concrete steps. What can guys start doing today?
Okay, first, actively balance the good memories with the bad. When you catch yourself daydreaming about the amazing times, consciously remind yourself of the reasons it didn't work. Challenge the fantasy.
Be honest with yourself.
Brutally honest. Second, stop the social media stalking. Cold turkey. Block, delete, whatever it takes. No excuses.
Create your own closure using the methods we talked about. Acceptance, boundaries, maybe that letter.
Yes. Then, reconnect with things you love. Hobbies you dropped, interests you had before her. Reinvent parts of yourself. Try something new.
Find purpose outside of finding a partner.
Crucial. Build a life that feels meaningful and engaging on its own terms. Strengthen your friendships. Build a new social circle if you need to. And finally, challenge those negative core beliefs that might be fueling this "I'm not good enough, I'll never find someone else." Start actively working on your self-worth.
Right. So the bottom line here seems to be endlessly checking her phone, obsessing over contact, clinging to maybe someday. Look, it's not giving you answers. It's just keeping you trapped. It's quicksand, waiting for her to give you closure. It's a fool's errand. The power to actually move forward, to build something better for yourself, that lies squarely with you.
It always has.
Yeah. And maybe the goal isn't really about winning her back. Maybe it's about becoming the man who doesn't even feel the need to look back anymore.
That's the real prize.
So take action. Start today. Focus on your own damn growth. Build that future. And hey, if you want more straight-up insights like this to help you along the way, make sure you are subscribed. It makes a difference.
Just one final thought to leave you with. Think about all the energy, the mental bandwidth you're currently spending, dissecting her online life, her texts, her likes. Imagine redirecting all of that energy into building the life you actually want. Choose wisely where you invest yourself.
Couldn't have said it better. Thanks for diving deep with us in this one. We'll catch you next time.
Take care.
And seriously, don't forget to subscribe.